Alright, so I'm back, and today we are going to take a look at TFC Toys Aethon. I think that's how you pronounce it. Their Tantrum. And here he is in his bull mode. It looks alright. I've got some issues with it, and I'll go into those in a second. But yeah, definitely looks like Tantrum should. With the style they're going with. But yeah, not terrible. Some of the major issues I have with this guy, just right off the bat, is I've got him transformed in the only way that it fits. This is the way that it fits properly, like this. This is how the instructions show. But these are supposed to peg into these ports here. But aside from putting them at a wonky angle that doesn't hold them in very well, I don't know where to plug them in at. There's just, like I said, I mean, if I plug this in like this, I can't get this one on, and all the promotional art shows them, you know, going like that. I just, for the life of me, cannot figure out how. And you know, the real funny part about that is that I don't think they can figure out how. And they designed the damn thing. I'll show that here. Let's see here. On the box art, you can see this is not the same top section here. That's the bottom section. See where that circle is right there? I don't know if you can see that, but like right above the horns here, there's that circle. And there's the circle here. But the instructions clearly show that the grill section is on the top and the circle section's on the bottom, and that's how the instructions go. And it says that this plugs in, points to the back leg. So let's see here. Oh, there is a little port plug back here. But I don't see a way to plug that in. Am I missing something here, guys? I'm not seeing anywhere to plug this in at. Guess we could plug it into his thigh. But to show the other way, real quick, we'll rotate the legs around. We could rotate bicep up here. We got to flip his head out, rotate this around, and then we can put this back in. Put the horn in. And then what we got to do back here is flip this out, flip this up, and you rotate this around, and then this will become the top section again. Okay, so we flip this section back in like it was. And now we got all these portholes here. So like if we had these connected again, you can take the plug here and you can plug it right here. Okay, so that works, right? Here's the problem. This piece will not go any further because this section here is too tall for it to fit in. So this piece just will not, it won't, I mean, you can get it like that, and I guess it looks okay, but it's not correct. So, I mean, like I said, it's interesting to see this because, you know, they design the thing. The promotional art has it transformed like this, so you can fit the cannons on. The instructions show you the alternate way, but say that the cannons can still attach. And I have yet to find a way to attach the cannons to this guy in this mode when he's in the proper instruction configuration. And I think the proper instruction, or the configuration with the instructions, is how it's supposed to be, because this piece just does not fit in. Unless mine's completely misassembled, but I really doubt that. So rotate this around, and see, this just locks in so perfectly right there. It has to be this way. I really don't think this is misassembled at all. I think it's just, I mean, even in their promotional art right here, you can see that back piece is just kind of gapped up there. So it doesn't work on every level of the word. So we'll just flip him back into what I would say is his true beast mode. And we lose the cannons because they didn't design it properly. Rotate the head. In. There we go. So there you go. So yeah, when he's like this, it's not bad. If you go by promotional art, he's terrible. If you go by... So when he's like this, I mean, you don't have use of the cannons, which is something that both other companies, Mastermind Creations and Unique Toys, were able to do, but they can't do it on this one. It makes me wonder if no, Headstrong's designed differently. I was gonna say, I wonder if I can get Headstrong to be in that configuration too. But he's designed completely differently. Anyway. So yeah. I think the proportions on him are a little off. Especially like the shoulders. They seem to be really sunk down. It doesn't look too bad because it is a bull. And bulls are kind of... They've got those big humps or hunches on their back. You can take this and rotate it up. Gives them like a thin, long leg, but it kind of fills in that gap if you wish. So you got options there. But my main problem is the head. I don't think this head does a bull very much justice. Something about it just doesn't... I think it's the eyes. The ways the eyes are designed, they're too big and cartoony, and that's because they're all light piping, and you see like that little slit that's right in the middle. If that was his eye, that'd be, I think that'd look really menacing. But I don't know, the head just doesn't quite do it for me. Something about it just doesn't sit right. You know, I also have the Bovis head, and I can't remember what Unique Toys call them, but their version, and their heads just look better than his. Like I said, I'm not sure what it is about it, but it's just, something's not right. And also, this doesn't like to hold in there at all. The horns pop off pretty easily too. Of course, I'm not going to do it for the video, but... so, I mean, it's like you couldn't make these tighter or throw a dab of glue in there for us. I mean, especially with this front piece. And you know, the last... Oh, well, all of the ones I've gotten of their Predaking line has had little panels that you plug in, so that, like, once you plug it in, it's like, okay, this isn't coming out. So how come they couldn't do that with the nose? Anyway, I've been going off on beast mode for 10 minutes, and I haven't even shown off anything, really. Anyway, posability, tail can go up and down a little bit. Back legs ratchet out, kind of soft ratchet. You can go in and out with it too, more due to transformation. Back leg is on a hinge here and a hinge right here, and then the toe does have a pivot to it. Front leg ratchets up and down, can go in and out this way. No real side to side there. Bends at the elbow. There's a swivel on the inside. You have to pull the whole assembly up to get to it. So, depending on how you have them designed, that's yeah. Looking at the instructions, it is saying that these things are supposed to be up, which, you know, it's like, I don't like that as much because, you know, that shows off like this really thin portion. There's a hinge right here for transformation, but it does kind of give them a little extra bend there. Foot is on a ball joint and a swivel. There's a ball joint in the actual foot and a swivel that attaches it to the shin here. Head can rotate a little bit. It goes up and down. It's got this nice plate back here that actually covers up the robot mode portion. Horns can move, but that's just because they're on those 5mm ports, like everything else on these figures. And then the mouth can open a little bit, and you don't see robot head inside the mouth, which I guess is a good thing. So yeah, there he is in his beast mode. For comparison in this mode, we got them all sitting here. Here he is with the Headstrong, and I still don't like his Headstrong's legs. Again, you can do that whole, it goes up, but it's not designed very. I feel the set was kind of rushed. Now that we're getting further into it. There's the Rampage and the Gymongous Razor Claw. Yeah. But there's the team all together. I mean, they look good as a team. Although the Razor Claw does, I mean, he's just massive in comparison. So yeah. I suppose you could, if you don't mind messing up the transformation, slide this up and get a little less, but then his waist is completely wonky. There's no way around that. At least when it's like this locks it into place. Well, anyway, so yeah, there's the 4 Predacons so far. We'll get these guys out of the way and get into transformation. Let me pause this for just a second. Alright, so to get him into robot mode, he's very similar to the other figures in the set. And I do want to make a quick note that although his design is incredibly similar to their Headstrong, they're not the same figure at all. They are completely different molds, just designed similarly. Designed very closely to each other. But they are not the same figure. They're not retools of each other. They're not repaints. There's not a single piece on either of these guys that I can find that look the same. I mean, even down to the just like the feet plates, even though they have the exact same design engineering to them, they're different. So yeah. Kudos to TFC for following in a trend that Unique Toys did as well, and G1 Predacons, where each had their own mold, although they shared a lot of similarities. Mastermind Creations did not do that, so TFC, good job for that. But that's about all I'm going to give them on this. So to start, you want to pull this panel up, and you can pull this panel down. Actually, you want to move these legs out of the way first. So move this panel up, like so. Rotate this down, and you want to straighten out the foot, and then flip the foot straight back, so the leg is now like that. And then you can take this whole assembly and slide it down, like so. And then it doesn't lock because it's got one of the panels just like the Headstrong one does. And you flip this around, and that little tab will plug into that little slot in there. So you flip that around, nice little click, straighten out the leg, and straighten out the whole thing, and you can pull the foot out like so. Very simple. So flip that up, straighten out the leg, flip the toes backwards, slide this whole assembly down, like so, straighten the leg out, flip this up, lock that into place, flip down the foot, take the tail here, flip that into the body there, close that back up, flip this out, this will come out, and it folds down. It's just on a double hinge right in there, so it was up here, and you just fold it straight down like so. Rotate the waist around like this. I'm kind of curious what this joint in here is for. It doesn't seem to really do a whole lot, but there is a joint there. Isn't there? Oh, it's just bending the plastic on the inside when you try to do that. So I guess don't do that. It looks almost like Rampage's elbow joint. Anyway, so you slide this down like so. And it's got these two little tabs. You want to make sure these stay up. I've yet to see a reason why they need to be folded down, but they can be folded down. So yeah, take the head here, and you want to unpeg it. There's two little tabs, one here and then one over on this side, that plug into these little slots down here. So the tab, slot. And you want to fold the head up like this, rotate the bull head around, and fold the head back, close that back up, fold the arms up like so. Then you take this piece here and you fold it out, and it rotates back in, locks into place, just like so. Take this piece here and you rotate this back. Get enough room there. Open this panel, flip out the hand, close the panel, you're good to go. Again, pull this up, flip out the panel, flip out the hand, hold it down, and you're good to go. And there is the TFC's Tantrum in robot mode. And yeah, he doesn't look so bad. Once you get him into robot mode. There are two configurations for the head. We got the G1 look that's going on here. And I do appreciate that you can do this with them. But you get like the G1 look where his head is inside the beast mode head. Or you can fold this down, rotate this section around. There, you got to peg it first. Rotate it around, and you want to make sure this nose piece here is flipped all the way down. Otherwise, it'll cause problems. And you just put this inside the chest cavity. Fold the horns down, and oh, there you go. There's where you need the little bits folded in because they don't fit over this. And then you got a more concealed look for the beast mode head. Same thing, you know, with the headstrong, where you can, you know, have it in the chest or out. It does give them a really big chest, which is a little unfortunate, but there's no real way around that. So flip this back up because I prefer the G1 look, really. I kind of go back and forth between them. I like that there's that option. Then say, you know, okay, we're going to design it so that the chest will house the beast mode head and you guys don't get a say in the matter, because then nobody would want it. And he can hold his sword. This is the same mold as the headstrongs. Oh, shoulders come up, which cause clearance issues with that head. So maybe we do need to have that flipped down. Yeah, that's a little better. So yeah, you can hold a sword. You can take the foot piece here and disassemble it. You can peg these onto his back. But due to the clearance, you know, you get one end, you cannot get the other end. If you have them connected, you might be able to get... this piece doesn't like to peg in there very solidly, so if you get that in there with the whole weight of the feet on there, it really does not want to stay. So you might have to go to a side port that does feel a lot more sturdier, but it'll be a little off center. You can take it and let's see, where can we plug this? I guess you can plug it into the foot of the right here. Suppose you can do that, or can he hold it? Let's see if he can hold it. Yeah, he can hold it. Yeah, he can hold his giant cannon. Yeah. And it also comes with this little piece here that plugs onto the end of this one. And that's for combined mode. For posability, his head is on a ball joint. Looks around, up, down. If you have the rhino, the bull head up, then you don't really... You still get the posability, but you gotta have to move the bull head around to do so. Shoulders go up, down, in and out. There's the bicep swivel. Bends at the elbow. He's got the same exact issue as the headstrong. Different mold entirely, and yet they still couldn't fix the damn issue, where the arms just do not want to stay clicked in. This is really fucking stupid now. You know, once was bad enough, but twice in a row is just, I mean, that's just fucking ridiculous. I mean, I really don't mean to be like so upset about it, but this is really bothersome. This bugs the hell out of me that this doesn't click in. The chest doesn't click in. I mean, this doesn't click in. I mean, these things are just floppy. Serenity now. Serenity now. Waist can swivel. You gotta, all this kibble back here, you gotta kind of watch out for. Hips go up, down, in, out. Swivels at the, let's see, where's that? Right below the knee. Bends at the knee. Foot is on a ball joint. Goes up, down, in, out. Decent range of motion there. Hands don't lock in. So yeah. There you go. For size comparison, let's get some other guys out here. Here he is next to the Seeker mold. And he comes up about mid-chest to him. So, you know, he's definitely... I would put him in a small Voyager category, maybe. Yeah, small Voyager, large Deluxe. Here he is next to Optimus, which is kind of like the standard Voyager. So yeah, about a Voyager. The newer Voyagers are more hollow, but bigger. Here he is next to the iGear Seeker. Maybe. See how he stacks up there. And because he's staring at me, here he is next to the Orbitron Brawl. Let's see how they look together there. And here he is next to his brethren. Rampage. I'm going to flip Headstrong's Rhino head into his body so that he matches. And here he is with Rampage, who's still floppy chest. And as you can see, he's about half the size of Rampage, or Razor Claw. So, yeah. So, all in all, he's got some aspects of him that work. He looks nice. But the fact that you can't use the arms if you have the head deployed G1 style is irritating. The fact that things aren't locking in like they should is irritating. And the fact that the design error in the instructions and promo pictures to attach the big foot plate to his back, those really detract for me. I mean, yeah, I don't... You know, I'm not a huge fan of attaching these things to, like, you know, the feet plate to beast mode. I think it looks stupid to begin with. But at the same time, if you advertise it, it better damn well do it. I mean, you know, I manage a hotel. If I say, hey, your room's got 2 beds in it, and it doesn't have any beds, you guys are going to give me shit for it, right? I mean... I'm sorry, but I mean that's just the way I feel. It's kind of really bad designing there. I'm feeling that this set is now at the point of they know they're not going to win the war for the Predakings, so they're just rushing to get it out so they can move on to the next one. I mean that's the only reason why, you know, it's like, okay, his forearm panels lock in. His 4 panels lock in. His do not. His do not. I mean, what happened? And here, look at this. See, it's smooth here. It's all smooth right here. If you look on the inside, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it in there, but if you look on the inside, it's all smooth in here too. It's not like they created a joint to lock in and it just doesn't work properly. You know, at least I could give them credit for trying. There is no joint. It's not there. And, you know, and it's like, okay, I thought, oh, well, you know, maybe we could tighten this little hinge up here, you know, a little bit more. But the plastic is really thin right there. So if you tighten that up and you sit there and try and pull it up, I'm sure that's going to fracture and break. I feel like I was lied to, because I got the Rampage first, and he's still a really amazing figure. When we finally get a chance, when Mastermind Creations finally comes out with their Rampage, and we finally have the three-way battle between the Rampages, you know, I'm gonna be hard pressed to see anything that can top this guy, because this guy just looks so good, and he works in like so many levels. But then the Razor Claw happened, and it's like, okay, he's good, he's designed decently, but executed poorly because of the size. And then the Headstrong came on, and it's like, okay, we're kind of taking a few steps back, and then now Tantrum's here, and it's like, okay, wow, we just completely lost what we were working on. And now we're just trying to get the rest of these guys out so we can move on to other things. Really, I'm really disappointed in this figure, is where I'm getting at. You know, he still has the cool aspect that you can go this Neo look or the G1 look, but at the same time, if you do the G1 look, you lose the arms. He still has the Power Core Combiner ports there, which, you know, I mean, is just like, you know, it was a novelty kind of with Rampage. It was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Then Headstrong had it, and it's like, oh, okay, it's kind of a trend now. And then Tantrum has it, and it's like, okay, could you, like, not do that and give me some pegs in his fucking forearms? For the love of God, please? I mean, it's not that freaking hard. You know, it's like his legs, you know, they plug in. There's no little panel here, like these guys have. So you have to use friction. And it's like, okay, that works. And it's like, so, but they decided that they're going to go with these little panels here that locks in the forearms, making it much easier. So it's like, they know how to design things that work, but they can't get a fucking forearm to stick in. I mean, seriously. And it's so asinine, because his forearms, they stick in there very well. I don't think they're on a... I don't think these things are on... No, see, these things aren't on pegs either, but they stick in there very well. But that's because the hands are designed as a part of the forearm itself, and not a piece on top. There's no reason why they couldn't put this point right here. None whatsoever. They could have just put this hinge inside there, and it could have flipped in, you know, just like it does. But instead, you put it there so that when you move that hand up, you move the whole thing. You know, and he, you know, his come out, but he's got the pegs. See the little peg? I mean, I'm not trying to badmouth this figure at all. I'm just trying to give my opinion, and I'm just incredibly frustrated with the fact that, you know, something so simple as not locking together, it's beyond me why a $100 figure cannot figure it out. Hasbro's $15 toys can figure it out. You know, I don't want to do this, but these guys can figure it out. You know, and they're the same price. Maybe a couple bucks more, but they can figure it out. Warbitrons, guys. You know, I don't think I have a single piece on Brawl or Swindle, maybe Blastoff, that I sit there, it's like, oh, well, I wish this panel would lock in a little bit better. No. All of the panels lock in very well. He's a very well-built figure. This is not a well-built figure. I'm sorry. I'm just... Oh. Yeah. So all in all, I give him a 5 out of 10. He looks good, but he's not functional. I mean, like I said, they can't even get the instructions and the promo pictures right because they couldn't design it properly. I completely lost my cool there, didn't I? Oh, I'm just... It's just so... I mean, the head doesn't lock into place. There's so much on this figure that just doesn't lock in. And, I mean, even the backwards little elbow thing doesn't lock in. So it's like... Nothing... It's just... The few things that do lock in, they lock in very well. It's like, why can't we just use more pegs or something? And, you know, it really gets me concerned with the way TFC designs their toys. And they use the 5mm ports for every single thing. And I know this isn't about him, but I was thinking about this the other day. Now, you come back here to Razor Claw here. Well, first off, let me... Because I want to show this off. I got to. Okay, so you look at the back of this Razor Claw. This is the Mastermind Creations. You see this big porthole right here. Okay, I don't know if that's where the wings are going to plug in or not. And there's also these 4 other ports right here. I don't know if that's where the wings are going to plug in or not. But my guess is that's where they're going to plug in. Okay. Take Unique Toys. And he's got the wings plug in to this port here. And to this plug here. And then they also clip over these 2 sides here on the shoulders. So that it plugs in and clips on. Okay. Alright. So. And both those designs look like they're going to work. Back here, he's got portholes up here. Here and here. Again, we don't really know where they're going to attach yet. Fold this out of the way. And pull these pieces up. Oh, come on. They're giving me a pain. They're being a pain. I'm sorry. So you move those up, and there's little screw holes, but they're also port holes too. And these got plugs. So it's like, where are the wings supposed to fit in? My guess is gonna be you got the huge wing assembly plugged on 2 little 5mm ports. That worries me. That worries me a lot. I'm sorry if I'm being too violent with my toys. I'm sorry for, everyone that who thinks that maybe I'm being a little too harsh on these guys for not plugging in. But it is a huge pet peeve when we're spending this much money on a figure and things don't lock in properly. Which, sometimes like him, his forearms don't lock in, but they friction in very well, and they don't hinder him at all. But when you move the sword, a simple request is, moving an arm, you would think that the whole arm would move, but no. It's just this panel there. And this one, same thing. You can move the panel. The panel moves before the arm does. Look at it. Panel moves, and then you lose the joint at the elbow that's supposed to be there. But you go over here, and look, you move the weapon, and the arm moves. Move this weapon, and the arm moves. So, anyway, I'm done ranting. 5 out of 10. Do you guys think I'm being too harsh? That's the question of the day. Should I forgive them for not being able to transform properly, or not being designed properly according to the instructions and the promo pictures?